Number 15, that is Rosemary Rabies, put up 18 points. Purple Pain with 13 points, and number 7 in a single jam put up 20 points. That's Chevy Chaser. For the top Herloins, we saw number 100, Babe Lestrange, putting up 15 points. Number 19, Highlight of Your Life, also putting up 15 points. And number 250, Tundra Struck, managed to get 10 points up for the Herloins. That's where their 40 points came from. Penalties, not a lot of penalties in the first half. 8 on the Herloins, 4 on the D-VAS. De-icer on the Herloins, the only individual with 3 majors. And as I say that, they have corrected they've switched the board around, that's right. So yes, she has picked up 3 majors. No one really in trouble of fouling out. We're going to get the second half underway, and that is Tundra Struck going up against Lexicon. Lexicon finding her way through on the inside quickly for the D-VAS. Tundra Struck being cycled around to the back once again for the Herloins, being sent to the box for the D-VAS. That is, I couldn't catch her number as she went by. I think it was Low Blow Palooza that got sent to the penalty box. That is Lexicon through for another 5 points. Tundra Struck finally making her way through. She is 30 feet back of Lexicon. She's going to need to hustle to try to stop the bleeding forces being held in the back by the D-VAS pivot. The pivot number is, that's Joss Whelan, I believe, number 5x5. And she was able to hold Forza back so that Lexicon put some more points up on the board. 126 for the D-VAS, 40 for the top Herloins. 29 minutes to go in this game. Mangles the Clown with Herloins taking the star for the first time in this game. And underneath that wonderful red and black star for the D-VAS is an R2-D2 helmet. That belongs to number 1977, R2 Smack You. So 2 new jammers for this game. We're going to see who is successful. Nice blocking at the front by the jammer pair, or the blocker pair, Wachter and Mean Streak for the D-VAS. Getting through first, that's going to be R2 Smack You, number 1977 for the D-VAS. Mangas a Clown being cycled to the inside. No pack forced by the Herloins. Blocking, having to stop. Mazel Tov had to let her go. Mangas a Clown got through. Fortunately for the Herloins, they didn't see R2 Smack You coming through the pack. She picks up another 4 points. That's going to increase their lead to 130 to 40 for the D-VAS. D-VAS starting the second half like they did the first by putting points up on the board. We've got probably the largest height mismatch of the game going on the jammer line right now. Rosemary Rabies, a more diminutive jammer, going up against the tall and lanky jammer, number 100, Babe Lestrange from the top Herloins. That sea of size beats Babe Lestrange going down very hard on the front wall, looking for her way through. She's come up against the tough D-VAS blocking crew. That's Purple Pain, Bridget Bones trying to hold her. Bridget Bones unable to contain her. Mangas the Clown. And meanwhile, Rosemary Rabies trying to find her way through. Purple Pain with a nice block to the inside clears the way through for Rosemary Rabies to get out of the pack. And Babe Lestrange is in the pack, scoring points. She's passed all 4 blockers, 4 points indicated, and we saw this at the end of the first half. They're going to let Babe Lestrange run. The coaches, Professor Rex and Dr. Ninja AF, believe that they have a matchup that is going to work in their favor. And that was Highlight of Your Life knocking Rosemary Rabies down. Rosemary Rabies gets up quickly and puts her own 4 points up on the board, but Babe Lestrange is back in the pack, running up against Victory Lap. Decides to call it off. Did she pick up all 4 points? She did not, only 3. So the strategy did not work to full effect in the third jam of the second half of this first game on a Saturday night in Toronto's Downsview Park. Toronto Roller Derby hosting Royal City, and they are winning 134 to 47. Babe Lestrange putting 7 points up in that last jam. Rosemary Rabies with 4 points. Lexicon taking the star once again for the D-VAS. Lexicon has been a standout for the D-VAS ever since she joined Toronto Roller Derby, doing lots of great jammer work, but we have got a cut on the inside. It is a major. That was De-Icer, forced her through on the inside. Lexicon was unable to stop. Lexicon going to the box, and that means we have got a power jam for the Herloins. Tundra Struck coming up against Joss Whelan. Joss Whelan forcing her to the outside, cycles her to the back of the pack. Thunderstruck going to have to make her way through again. Thunderstruck skipping through on the outside. Chevy Chaser knocks her down before she can completely escape. She did get lead jammer, but she did not escape the front engagement zone. So she's going to have to get past everybody again. And we have got Tush Comes to Shove going to the box on a low block for the Herloins. Thunderstruck finally getting through. Now she can begin her scoring pass. 1 minute left in this jam. It is a power jam. Has not been successful to this point for the Herloins. But here comes Thunderstruck looking to put up points. The sausage happening on the outside for the Herloins, forcing a no pack. No pack continuing. Blocking is happening within the front pack. Chopping indicated by the jammer ref, Epic Phil. 5 points put on the board for Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck looking to see that Lexicon has come out of the box. Big hit by Lexicon on turn number 1. Sends Thunderstruck to the outside. And Lexicon blows on through the pack. That's her first scoring pass. Thunderstruck picking herself up and going straight back at it. Gets knocked to the outside by Chevy Chaser. Wisely calls it off before Lexicon, who was flying around the pack, could pick up any points. Picks up 4 more points on the board. The Herloins move up to 56. And just like that, they're clawing the way back into the game. 134 to 56. 24 minutes to go in the game. Lots of time. Seems like a pretty big lead. But as we know in these games, points can shift with great rapidity. And we've got the battle of the face makeup going on right now. Rector, number 862, or Wachter for number 862. I apologize if I've been calling her Rector for any period of time. Wachter for 862 being cycled to the inside, wearing the star for the D-VAS. Manga's the Clown with 1 to beat. That's the R2-D2 helmet of R2 Smack You. She's unable to stop her. Manga's the Clown is not lead jammer. Tush Comes to Shove, fired to the outside, but looks like we have a second power jam in a row with a 4-arm major on Wachter. So Mangles a Clown quickly through for 5 points. Little bit of disarray on the part of the D-VAS. Stabby, Road, and Forza moving to the outside. Tush Comes to Shove, joins her. Mangles a Clown comes into the pack against D-VAS. Joss Wheel and Mazeltov. R2 Smack You attempting to hold her. No pack is called. They have to let her go. Mangles a Clown is through for another 5 points. De-Icer for the Herloins has been released from the box. Herloins in their orange and purple. And so we had 4 blockers for the Herloins on the track. Forza being sent to the box. Coming out of the pack, that's Zomboni, number B0N3 for the D-VAS. Manga's a Clown is looking to score points. Professor Rex attempting to get De-Icer to move to the outside, trying to force a no pack. The no pack happens, but it's going to result in a destruction by De-Icer. De-Icer going to the box again. And Mangles the Clown calls the jam. Did she call it in time? She did not. Wachter being released from the box. So there will be no additional advantage achieved on that power jam. However, Mangles the Clown putting points up on the board. The Herloins moved to 71. 134 for the D-VAS. And we have what we call a team timeout for the D-VAS from Toronto Roller Derby. Probably a fairly smart timeout by Tukadale and Smack Me Around. D-VAS in a bit of disarray, couple power jams, need to get their jammers back under control. Stop. It's the penalties that kill you in these games, and not, they're giving the Herloins an opportunity to get back in this game. They are still down. The Herloins are still down by 63 points, but they have put up 20 plus points in the last 2 jams, so they are clawing their way back into it. D-VAS do not want to give the orange and purple ladies from Guelph an opportunity to close the gap any further. So yes, Tucanale calling a very smart timeout here, organizing the D-VAS, getting them to calm down, reformat their strategies, and we will see what happens. 21 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. As I've been saying, this is the first game of this evening. We will be seeing the B team from Toronto Roller Derby, the Bay Street Bruisers, taking on the travel team from Royal City, the Bootleggers. Later in the evening, that'll be a rematch from July. We'll discuss that later in the game. Purple Pain taking the star for the D-VAS. Number 100, Babe Lestrange taking the star for the Herloins. And we're going to get a jam underway. It is a 4-2 pack advantage for the D-VAS. Purple Pain, easy time getting through on the inside. Not many blockers to get past. Getting lead jammer. Babe Lestrange fights her way through, but picks up one of her notorious forearm penalties. This is going to be a power jam for Purple Pain. Mama Fury trying to prevent Purple Pain from getting through on the inside. Unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Blonde Ambition really getting knocked around by the pack. Blonde Ambition finds her way to the pack. Mama Fury being held up by Victory Lap. Rosemary Rabies as well. Again, only 2 blockers. Forza coming to reinforce the pack for the top Herloins. Purple Pain is in there picking up points. Forza at the front wearing the pivot stripe, trying to organize the purple and orange defense. But Purple Pain finds her way through, looking to know her effects. 5 fingers in the air. That's another grand slam for Purple Pain. One minute to go in the jam. Purple Pain has made her way around the track, looking to pick up more points. Does a nice little outside-inside move. Picks up another big 5 points. De-Icer has been released from the penalty box, so she will join the other ladies in orange. We've got all the skaters on the track, and we shall see who picked up that penalty. That was number 24 for our major, De-Icer. De-Icer in grave danger of fouling out of this game. That is her 6th major. She has picked up 3 in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Came into it with 3 already. 4 more points for Purple Pain. The D-VAS moving to 149, 153 for the D-VAS. 71 for the top Herloins. And just like that, the D-VAS have regained control of the game. That timeout seemed to have done its job. Purple Pain getting through quickly, and Babe Lestrange being a little aggressive going through the pack, picking up that penalty, costing the Herloins a fair number of points. Lexicon wearing the star for the D-VAS. Tundrastruck tried to sneak through on the outside, unable to get past Joss Whelan, number 5x5 for the D-VAS. So Lexicon is your lead jammer for the D-VAS, and Tundrastruck trying to wind her way through that pack. She has a 2-wall at the front. That's No Blow Palooza and Chevy Chaser knocking down Tundrastruck to the outside. Forza, the last skater to beat for the Herloins for Lexicon. And they have to let her go. That was out of play. 5 more points for Lexicon. Tundrastruck still stuck in the pack for the Herloins, getting beat up by that black and red crushing defense. Low Blow Palooza, the last skater at the front of the pack to be beaten. But she does a nice job of holding Tundra backs before, so that the rest of their blockers can come up to the front. And that's Lexi through for 1 more grand slam. She has picked up 15 points on this jam. Correction, she has picked up 10 points on this jam according to the scoreboard. And De-Icer has been released from the pack again. She has 6 majors, or from the penalty box. She has 6 majors, so she has to be careful. Lexicon doing a real number on the Herloins here, putting another 5 points up. We are at 168. And after all that work by Tundrastruck, the D-VAS forced her to take a major track cut. And so the Herloins will end up without a jammer on the box, and Lexicon will continue to skate, continue to put grand slam after grand slam on the board. Stabby Road being held back by the blockers of the D-VAS. Lexicon with 7 seconds, 6 seconds, time ticking down on the clock. Will she get there in time to pick any more points up? Stabby Road pushed it to the inside. We have got a low block on Lexicon right at the end of that jam. Nice hit by Stabby Road, who also went to the box. Stabby Road also went to the box, putting that hit on Lexicon, forcing Lexicon through the inside of turn 1, turn 2. We've got a timeout. Looks like Professor Rex would like to discuss what happened at the end of that jam, and Professor Rex, I believe, was calling for 2 minutes on Lexicon. At the end, I believe he thought that there was a track cut and the low block. So yeah, Stabby Road with a back block, I believe, to Lexicon, forcing her through through corner number 1 into corner number 2. Lexicon going down, knocking one of the Herloins to the ground, picking up a low block as time ran out on that jam. The D-VAS were on a power jam, and they put up a bundle of points on that power jam. They have moved to 176 to the Herloins 71 with 17 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the second half of this game. 105 points. The Herloins were looking good about 6 minutes ago. They had the game within about 60 points. A couple power jams later, they've got a triple-digit difference between the teams. But we will have to see what they can do over the last 17 minutes of this game. D-VAS looking very strong during this game. As I mentioned in the first half, the D-VAS probably playing for the last time in the black and red. Most of these skaters, and I believe all of these skaters, will be drafted to the various Toronto home teams when the Toronto draft happens. I believe that happens later in this year. So Coach Tucanale will have a whole new batch of fresh meat. The D-VAS will become an actual fresh meat team again. D-VAS formed 2 years ago, so some of these skaters have been on that team for 2 years. And yeah, there have been a lot of spaces opened up on the Toronto home teams, 35 places to be filled. And I don't believe there's 35 D-VAS, so I can't imagine why they wouldn't all be drafted. Those gaps being made by retirements, injury, people leaving the league, and the big one, CN Power, the WFTDA charter team for Toronto. The skaters for that team will only skate for CN Power, so that opens up a huge number of spaces on the home teams, and thus the D-VAS. This will be their last game in the black and red, and looks like they're having fun wearing the colors. 176 points on the board. Lexicon doing a fantastic job. I know she'll be a great pickup. Lots of great blocking in the pack by the D-VAS. They've been doing a fantastic job against the Herloins from Royal City. Herloins wearing the orange and purple. D-VAS wearing the black and red. And the refs are still talking things over in the center. Just trying to see if I can see what the penalties were for. Number 66, only with the low block, or did she get, well, I see a cut and a low block. I'm not sure if she's in there for 2 minutes. I believe it's just one. So just a low block will count. Power jam for the Herloins. Both jammers starting in the penalty box. Upon the second whistle, Tundra Struck immediately released from the jammer box. Herloins move to the outside, forcing a no-pack situation. We're getting a destruction call on Mangles the Clown. Mangles the Clown going to the box for destroying the pack. However, that pack destruction did allow Tundra Struck to get through, and that is interesting. Lexicon has been released from the box, so I have to believe that there was a second penalty assessed to Tundra Struck. Some sort of crisscross going on to release Tundra Struck that early because she was only in the box for about 30 seconds. I don't have an announcer ref here to give you clarification, so I will see if I can find out what happened on that if we get a timeout later in the game. Lexicon through, picking up 4 points. Tundrastruck has 4 points herself. Tundrastruck coming to the back of the pack. Again, the ladies from Guelph attempting to destroy the pack, slow things down so that Tundrastruck can pick up points. Professor Rex and Dr. Ninja indicating that Tundrastruck should call it. She does. We're going to look to no ref X and see no points for the D-VAS, 1 point for the Herloins. Herloins moving to 76. And the D-VAS staying at 100, not staying at 100, they moved up to 180. And we have just under 16 minutes to go in this game. Herloins, once again, the rookie team from RCRG. Most of these skaters have not skated more than 5 bouts. And one of those skaters is Babe Lestrange, number 100, wearing the star for the Herloins. But number 15, Rosemary Rabies for the D-VAS, picking up lead jammer. Babe Lestrange fighting hard at the front of the pack, gets past Bridget Bones. So she's got about a third of a lap to make up before Rosemary Rabies hits the pack, which she does right now. Mangles the Clown unable to stop her. Blonde Ambition unable to stop her. Rosemary Rabies, nice acceleration through on the outside of the turn. Picks up all 4 Herloin points. Calls off the jam before Babe Lestrange can get through. Nice work on the part of Rosemary Rabies. And I believe this is her first time jamming in this game. That is Low Blow Palooza for the D-VAS. Number 483 going up against number 26, Mangles the Clown. Now if you're wondering about Mangles the Clown, yes, she does wear clown makeup and she does have a circus background. Mangles the Clown fighting her way through at the front, gets past Chevy Chaser. She's your lead jammer for the Herloins. And having some success herself, Low Blow Palooza also getting free of the pack. She's about half a lap down on Mangles. Mangles about to hit the pack, looking to get points. Herloins trying to hold the D-VAS back so that Mangles has a little easier of a time to pick things up. Mangles in there getting knocked around by the black and red blockers. Big hit by Forza on Zomboni. Mangles the Clown still fighting her way through the front of the pack. Number 862, Wachter, goes down hard on turn 1. And Mangles the Clown, 1 to beat. She gets past Chevy Chaser. And they're gonna let Mangles run. It's a 4-4 jam because Low Blow Palooza got through as well. 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Herloins. Mangles the Clown, one of the skaters that will be skating in the second game of the evening. The Herloins and the Bootleggers sharing some skaters, showing you how quickly skaters can improve in the modern derby era, going down hard. And taking Mangles with her was, let me see if I can spot who that was. No, that was Mangles who got the low block, or blocking out of bounds actually. She picked up a blocking out of bounds, going to be a power jam for Low Blow Palooza. She has 20 seconds to pick up points in this jam. It will go the full 2 minutes. So that did not work out quite how the Herloin coaches hoped. Stabby Rhodes going down hard after trying to stop Low Blow Palooza, having Wachter fall on top of her as well. Zomboni and Chevy Chaser trying to hold back points. 5 more points on the board for the D-VAS. D-VAS having this game well in control with 12 and a half minutes to go. 193 for the D-VAS, 84 for the Herloins. And starting on the power jam, wearing the star. And she's put up a ton of points this evening already for the D-VAS. That's Lexicon. We've got 4 blockers aside on the pack, so we will see if the D-VAS can open up a hole for Lexicon. Lexicon bumping up against Frisky MD. Frisky MD, last one to beat. She's unable to hold her back. Lead jammer for Lexicon. Lots of action at the back. Mazeltov dealing out the hits. Mama Fury and Blonde Ambition getting knocked around. And Mama Fury going to the box. Gonna sit there for a minute. I'll see if I can spot what her penalty was for. wearing the Pivot Star Blonde Ambition, unable to hold Lexicon back. Another 5 points in the air. Oh, and Mangles the Clown comes flying through out of the penalty box, crams into the back of the pack, sends everybody flying, and picks up a major back block. So 2 trips in a row to the box for Mangles the Clown. Things not working out the way that she hoped. Since she put on the star in the last 2.5 minutes, Lexicon back in the pack, ready to score more points. She has 45 seconds left in this jam. I can't imagine why she wouldn't want to keep going. We've got a 4th minor going to Mama Fury. So Mama Fury had gone off incorrectly, has now been sent back on. Oh, big hit on Tush, comes a shove by Mazeltov. Tush comes a shove, being fired to the outside of turn 2. Lexicon for the D-VAS coming around, looking to score more points. Mazeltov hits the wall of orange. Blonde Ambition and Frisky MD unable to hold her back. Lexicon through, 5 more points on the air. She has been crushing the Herloins all night long, and this is the icing on the cake for Lexicon. Lexicon with 10 minutes exactly to go in the game, putting up a huge jam for Lexicon. Moving the D-VAS up to 213 points. Herloins at 84. And once again, the D-VAS will start on a power jam. 4-on-3 pack advantage as well for the D-VAS. D-VAS wearing the black and red. Herloins in the orange and purple. Purple Pain wearing the star for the D-VAS. Purple Pain forced to the inside of the track by Forza wearing the pivot stripe. Captain of the Herloins. Rosemary Rabies provides an assist for Purple Pain. Allows her to get past Forza. Forces away past Highlight of Your Life. She's your lead jammer. Mangles the Clown is out of the penalty box. She's got Bridget Bones to beat. She's past her. She's got 1 to go. It's Low Blow Palooza. Low Blow Palooza knocks her. Oh, sorry, that's Joss Whelan. Joss Whelan knocks her to the outside, allows the other 3 D-VAS to cycle to the front. And Mangles the Clown is going to have to beat all 4 blockers again. Mangles the Clown being forced to the inside. Oh, nice hit by Highlight of Your Life on Purple Pain, but she shrugs it off. Purple Pain is in the pack scoring points. Oh, Tush comes to shove. Oh, sorry, a Stabby Road knocking Purple Pain into Forza, knocking Forza down. Mangles the Clown, only her own blockers to beat. She pushes Mama Fury out of the way and goes down on the jammer line. She was free for half a second, but by falling to the ground, was cycled back into the pack. Purple Pain looking a little tired in the pack. Rosemary Rabies trying to provide a nice assist, but Purple Pain being cycled to the inside repeatedly by Mama Fury. Mangles the Clown has finally made her way out of the pack. Purple Pain given instructions to call the jam. She does so. Picked up 5 points while she was in that pack, moving the D-VAS to 218 to 84. Chevy Chaser, number 7 for the D-VAS, is going to take the star again, going up against the tallest skater in the game, I believe, number 100, Babe Lestrange. She had scored 15 points in the first half. She's also picked up some trips to the penalty box. We will see what happens on this jam. Just the first whistle going. Little jump off the line by Chevy Chaser. She gets back behind the line. The coaches of the Herloins complaining that she engaged the blockers before she made her way back, so we'll see what the call will be by the referees. I believe that there was no impact, so we will have to see. Double whistle blow, no penalties assessed, as I thought. Nice hit by Babe Lestrange to the inside of Chevy Chaser, knocking her to the ground. And Babe Lestrange sent to the box for 2 minutes. Going to the box for 2 minutes. I'm not sure what the 2 were for, but she picked up a forearm and a track cut, I believe. I'm not seeing what the second penalty was. I believe it was just a track cut issued so far. We will get the second penalty as we see it. Meanwhile, that's a power jam for the Divas. Number 7, Chevy Chaser, is not your lead, but she is on a scoring pass now as she has made her way through the pack for her first time through. Divas attempting to slow things down, making Chevy Chaser's life a lot easier. Finds a nice seam on the outside, gets through for 5 points. So Babe Lestrange did pick up 2 minutes. There was a high block and a track cut. Babe Lestrange going to the box. So a 2-minute power jam for Low Blow Palooza. And some really nice pack work being shown by the Divas here. Very much controlling the pace, dictating where they want Low Blow Palooza to be able to escape. And with that, Velosa Rainbow, the jam timer in pink, blows the whistle. 2 minutes had gone in the jam. 3 more points in the air for the Divas. Divas moving to 231. Herloins remaining at 84. Babe Lestrange still in the penalty box and taking the line once again for the Divas. Oh, we've got a timeout for the Herloins. And it's an actual team timeout. There's no complaints happening. We're just going to see what the Herloins can do. They do only have 2 blockers on the track, I believe. We've got Babe Lestrange and Frisky MD in the penalty box. Divas, nobody in the box right now. So yeah, that's only 1 blocker. Must have 3 blockers out there. I'm seeing a Thigh Light of Your Life. Looks like she's going to go out there as well. So 4-on-3 back advantage for the Divas. Power jam starting things off for R2 Smack You. So Professor Rex just wanting to talk things over with the Herloins, see what they can do. I had gone to a couple practices that the Herloins had before this game. Again, they don't usually practice as a team. It's the rookie squad. Most of these skaters started skating in the last year. Not 1 or 2 of them may have more than 5 bouts under their belt, but not many of them. A lot of them had played together for the first time at the Too Fresh, Too Furious tournament in July, where they were 20-minute games. This is actually the first time the Herloins have ever played a full-length game. And they have been dominated by the Divas all night long, really. 231 to 84. And we have another timeout being called by the Herloins. Professor X not liking what he sees, changing his mind, and we're going to get another minute. Once again, each team gets 3 timeouts that they can use during the game, 1 official review per half, and frankly, not enough coaches use their timeouts. I've coached in the past, I've watched many a game, and it always seems sad to me when you end a game and you still have timeouts left on the board. Take that minute to sit down with your girls, have a chat, get their spirits picked up, get them motivated for the next jam. Timeouts are fun. Unless we're talking official timeouts, which of course we need in order to get things straightened away, but man, a long official timeout can be a painful, painful experience. So it looks like it's Stabby Road, Thigh Light of Your Life, and Forza trying to defend against R2 Smack You of the Divas. Lining up on the outside, Wachter, Machete Maiden, Mean Streak, and Mazel Tov for the Divas. We'll see if they are going to do a sweep or if they're just looking to let R2 Smack You push the orange wall. No, they're sweeping to the inside. Very successful. Only Stabby Road is left. Forza managed to find her way through. But R2 Smack You gets out the front. She gets lead jammer. 15-second defense by the Herloins. Nice move by the Divas to sweep to the inside. Stabby Road really being pushed to the inside. Forza trying to find a way free. Frisky MD has been released from the box. So we have 4 blockers aside. Thigh Light of Your Life with a slide to the outside. Swing and a miss on R2 Smack You. R2 Smack You with 5 more Star Wars points for the Divas. R2 Smack You moving through on the inside, coming up against the wall of Frisky MD and Thylight of Your Life. They push it to the inside. Thylight went down. Jammer has been released from the box. That's Babe Lestrange, who has spent the last 2 minutes sitting there for her major track cut and high block. She gets out, and that means that R2 Smack You is going to have to be aware of where Babe is and call things off before Babe can score. Babe coming up only 20 feet behind the pack. Tucanel getting R2 Smack You to call it off. And she has been sent to the box for a low block. She is unable to call it off. And that means Babe Lestrange is now on a power jam for the Herloins. Herloins down by 152 points. Not likely to be able to make up the gap, but there is always pride on the line in these games. With 3.5 minutes to go, the Herloins are going to see how many points they can put on the board. Babe Lestrange through for one scoring pass, knocked to the outside with a nice little hip check by Mazeltov. And Mazeltov engaging with force. Babe Lestrange gets back up, gets through front three wall for the D-VAS, attempting to hold her back. Time running out on the jam. 5 points for Babe Lestrange. And right at the end of that, Machete Maiden picked up an out-of-play major. She'll go to the box. The Herloins will start the next jam on a power jam. However, the D-VAS are winning 236 to 93, 240 to 93 as I watch the scoreboard change before my eyes. And the Herloins will have a pack advantage. Or perhaps they won't. The Stabby Road gets onto the track just in time. 4-on-3 pack advantage. Only jammer on the track is Tundrastruck. Tundrastruck coming up against Purple Pain. Victory lap. Rosemary Rabies trying to force it outside. Purple Pain knocks her down on entry to turn one. Tundrastruck fighting hard and no pack is called. Purple Pain continues to engage. But Tundrastruck manages to get through. So Tundrastruck is ready to score on this power jam. Power jam is over. Skating on the outside, that's R2 Smack You. And the Herloins do not see her. She gets through quickly. And so she will be on a scoring pass as she goes through the next time as well. However, Tundrastruck has picked up 5 points. Coach Professor Rex indicating she should continue to skate. Only under 2 minutes left in this game, 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the jam. We'll see if he decides to put as many points up on the board as he can, or if he, Rosemary Rabies and Tundrastruck colliding, back block on Tundrastruck. Rosemary Rabies going to the ground, and that's going to be a power jam for the D-VAS. And with a star pass from R2 Smack You to Rosemary Rabies. Rosemary Rabies with a nice little skip through on the 8-packs, picking up 5 points for the D-VAS. Stabby Road for the Herloins going to the box. Rosemary Rabies coming around. She's got 22 seconds left to score in this jam, which has become a power jam for the D-VAS. D-VAS trying to slow the pace of the pack, forcing a no-pack situation. And Rosemary Rabies with a nice strong move past the lead blocker. Tush comes to shove, going to the ground. 5 more points on the board for the D-VAS. Time runs out on that jam. We have exactly enough time for one more jam. And that jam will be started as a power jam for the D-VAS. So the D-VAS wish this game to be over. They can call it off as soon as they get lead jammer. First thing they have to do is get lead jammer, though. And they will send number 66, Lexicon, to the line. Lexicon doing a fantastic job all game long. Finds her way past Force on the inside. She's got lead jammer. And time is gone in this game. This game is done whenever Lexicon wants it to be, as long as she doesn't pick up a penalty and goes to the box. Lexicon entering the pack. Thunderstruck entering the pack as well. Lexicon in our last game as a D-VAS, soon to be drafted by one of the Toronto home teams, is going for glory laps. Picking up 4 points on her first pass. Looking to pick up more. Letting her run is Coach Tucanel. Tundrastruck picked up 3. Getting a no point, no pass on the last time through. Lexicon, hips in front of Thyla to your life. 4 more points in the air for Lexicon. Those points go up on the board. The D-VAS have taken the game 258, I believe, to 105. We will check and see if there is the update. Yes, 258 to 105 for the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad from Toronto Roller Derby, beating the top Herloins from Royal City Roller Girls. Neither of these teams will really exist in this form when they reform next year. The Herloins will have a new batch of rookie skaters. The D-VAS will also have a new batch of fresh meat coming out of the TORD training program. And these D-VAS skaters will have moved on to Toronto home teams, replacing those skaters that have retired, moved on, or are only skating for CN Power now. And the D-VAS taking their last victory lap, shaking the hands with the bootleggers, shaking hands with the bruisers, and the fans who have come out to Downsview Park. The refs doing a great job of calling this game. The game was fairly clean all night long. Got a little hectic at the end of the game, but for the most part, the teams played it fairly cleanly. And if you're watching online at home and wondering what you can do next, well, one of the things you can do is stay tuned, because coming up in a short little while, we will be having the second game of this doubleheader. We will have the B team from Toronto Roller Derby, the Bay Street Bruisers. The Bay Street Bruisers rising from the dead. They were one of the teams that was lost in the compression that happened, I believe, 4 years ago in Toronto Roller Derby. The D-VAS are also one of those teams. Both those teams have been brought back to life by Toronto Roller Derby, both in different formats though. The D-VAS again, sort of acting as a holding pool, a training center where they can play against the younger, less experienced leagues in Ontario and elsewhere. The Bay Street Bruisers, their iteration is now as the B team, and they will be traveling next weekend with their travel team, the CN Power, to Grand Rapids, Michigan to take on the G-Rap Attack of Grand Rapids. And that will be an exciting game for them. I believe that is the first big travel game. So we're going to take a short break here between games. I'm Captain Lou Albamo. I shall return in a little while to call game number 2 this evening. Your winners of game number 1, the D-VAS, 258 to 105 over the top Herloins. We'll see you in a while.